Okay, so today I'm kind of doing like a part two on Pablo Picasso. I know I've already posted a video and I'm gonna repost that video is again on this classroom as well. So you guys have easy access to it. Um, we've done this one in class as well, but it's always a good review. And yeah, let's get into Pablo Picasso. So just get your notebooks out, let's write some notes, and be ready. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 30 seconds to kind of tell. Obviously, I know you're at home, so just kind of think of as many famous artists as you can. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do the same. Okay, so we have Frida Kahlo, we have Van Gogh, we have Pablo Picasso, we have Leonardo da Vinci, we have Henry Gerard, we have Andy Warhol. Oh my God, trying to think. I'm sure you guys are saying a whole bunch and I can't hear you, but I'm sure you guys know a whole bunch. And yeah, you guys get the gist of it, okay? So, yeah, Pablo Picasso is one of them. So, let's just talk about a bit about Pablo Picasso. So, Pablo Picasso was born on the 25th of October, 1881. He was born in Malaga, in Spain. Okay, so I know you guys remember this. His full name was extremely long, and no, you don't need to memorize it, but yeah, it's just fun to know. So his full name, if I can pronounce this, it was Pablo Diego Jose Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno Maria de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso. I'm pretty sure I pronounced half of the names wrong, but we tried. So he was named after family members and special religious figures known as saints. Okay? So in Picasso's early life, do you know what his first word was? So, as you guys all know, most babies, their first words can be mama, dada, baba, all that kind of stuff. And weirdly enough, Picasso's mom claims that his first word was peas. Peas was short for lápiz, which is the Spanish word for pencil, which is really, really cool because obviously he ended up being one of the most famous artists in the world. So, yeah. Okay, so let's move on. So, along with the artist called George Braque, Picasso started a new style of art called Cubism. So, in my last video, the first part, I didn't really explain what Cubism was in detail. So, here's a very good explanation for you. Cubism is a style of art which aims to show objects and people from lots of different angles all at one time. This is done through the use of cubes and other shapes. Here are some examples of Picasso's Cubist paintings. Okay, so here's one, the one on the left. The right, I'm sorry. This picture is called The Weeping Woman, and he painted this in 1937, and obviously he used his Cubism technique. Here we have another picture. This one is called Majoli. This one was painted in 1912, and as you can see, I want you guys to pay attention to each picture. Literally, if you look closely, you can see the different shapes he used to construct this painting. It is really, really cool if you really think about it. That's why most of his paintings, like obviously in the cubism section, like the cubism category, they all kind of like they have this sharp look to it. Like you can spot the different shapes in the picture. So yeah. Here we have Daniel Henry Conwheeler, and it was painted in 1910. Okay, so let's move on. Picasso's different styles. Okay, so Pablo Picasso, throughout his career, he didn't stick to one style of painting. He kind of had different phases, okay? So throughout his life, Picasso's art took on different styles. One of the most well-known of these phases was known as his Blue Period. This period lasted around 1901 to 1904. At this time, Picasso was depressed. If you guys remember, when we spoke about cool colors and warm colors. Blue is one of the main cool colors, which represents sadness, okay? That is why he called it the Blue Period, because he was depressed throughout. So 1901 to 1904, that was like 3 to 4 years, okay? He was depressed and he found it difficult to mix with his friends and spent a lot of the time alone. His paintings during this period were very serious and mostly done in dark blues and greens. Other Picasso periods included his Rose period, his analytic cubism period, and his synthetic cubism period. Okay? And on your right, these are two paintings that were painted during the Blue period. So the first one is the old man playing the guitar. Obviously, the man is blue. It's when you look at the painting, you kind of get this cold feeling, like you're not happy looking at it. This one's called The Old Guitarist. It was painted in 1903. And then you see the one beside it, it's called Woman with Helmet of Hair. And this one was painted in 1904. And I don't know, this woman looks very cold. She doesn't look happy. There's something wrong with her. Do you know what I mean? So most of his paintings during the Blue period kind of made you feel that way. Like you'd look at the painting and you'd be sad. You could feel his sadness. You could feel his depression. So yeah, okay? But just keep in mind as well, he wasn't always depressed. He had different periods. I guess it was depending on his mood as well. Okay, Guernica, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I know all of you remember this. Okay, so Guernica itself was a civil war. It was a war between people in his country. And he had painted a huge mural, all right? And I'm going to explain it in detail right now. So one of Picasso's most famous works of art is Guernica, which was painted in 1937. Guernica is a town in Spain. At the time, there was a civil war in Spain. Germany gave support and resources to one of the sides fighting. On the 26th of April, 1937, German planes bombed Guernica for 2 hours. That's a very long time. Like, imagine bomb after bomb for 2 hours. So the town was destroyed, and hundreds of women, men, and children were killed. Picasso was horrified by these events and created this painting. So yeah, the painting is 3.5 meters tall and 7.8 meters wide. Remember in class, if most of you were there that day, we literally measured how long 7.8 meters was, and it was crazy. It was just so I would love to see this painting in person. All right? So, yeah, please do remember this. This is one of his most famous works. Okay? So, let's kind of pay more attention to Guernica right now. So, what can you see really? Can you spot the following things in the painting? Can you spot a man lying on the ground? A crying mother holding her child? A woman in a burning building? Or a woman running away? So yeah, let's go one by one. So yes, I do see the man lying on the ground, but keep in mind, remember, Pablo Picasso had a very unique way of drawing his people. Okay, so yeah, there's a man lying on the ground. Uh, yes, there's also a crying mother holding her child. Yeah, that one is to your left. If you really look, it's this mother. She's screaming in the air and she's holding her child. Um, on the right, there's a woman running out of the burning building. No, no, there's a woman running out, and then you see the woman beside her. She's in a burning building. Yeah, so when you look at this picture, it's obviously in black and white as well. You can just see sadness. You can see the torment these people were going through. You could see how much it affected Pablo Picasso and his people. So, yeah, this was one of his very meaningful pieces of work, for sure. Oh, and here, like, the PowerPoint has crossed it for you guys as well, just in case you didn't spot them. Okay, and these are other, like, Pablo Picasso didn't only draw pictures and paint paintings. He did a whole bunch of other stuff. He would sculpt, he would sketch, he would make carpets, rugs. He was a very talented man. Okay, so these are some of his other mediums. So just like take a minute to look at them. As well as painting, Picasso was also a sculptor, a poet, and worked with pottery. Okay? So let's find out some other facts about him. Picasso was married twice. His first wife was a Russian ballet dancer called Olga Kokhalova. They had a son named Pablo. Although they split up, they never officially divorced. They were married until Olga's death in 1955. Then, after Olga's death, Picasso married his second wife, Jacqueline Roch, in 1961. So that was like about 6 years after Olga's death. They were married until Picasso's death in 1973. Picasso also had 3 children with 2 other women that weren't his wife, like that he wasn't married to. So yeah, here's a little quiz that I provided in class. We're not going to do that, obviously, because I have already provided you a quiz on the platform. I assigned it to you guys a couple of days ago. I know a lot of you submitted it, but unfortunately, since we had to change classes and everything, they are gone. So I'm going to re-upload the quiz assignment, and you guys are just going to send me what you have already answered. It's the exact same thing. So please do, and if you haven't done it, please do watch both videos, part 1 and part 2, and then answer the questions. Hopefully they help out. And yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you guys.